Welcome back to KO with Kyle. I'm your host, Kyle. Today we'll be forecasting this UFC Vegas 11, this upcoming Saturday, September 19th, Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley, and all the fights on the main card. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Starting off the main card, we have a bout at middleweight between Kevin Holland and Darren Stewart. It's one of the fights I'm most looking forward to on the card. Kevin Holland won a unanimous decision on Dana White's Contender Series, but didn't get a contract. Holland was brought in to face Thiago Santos in his UFC debut, which he lost in a unanimous decision. Both fighters are coming off of August 8th wins. Kevin Holland KO'd Joaquin Buckley, and Darren Stewart submitted Maki Podolo. Darren the Dentist Stewart is a British mixed martial artist who has 3 wins and 2 losses in his last 5 fights. Kevin Holland is 4 wins and 1 loss for his last 5 fights. He's the betting favorite and will come in with a 7-inch reach advantage. Next at strawweight, Mackenzie Dern versus Randa Markos. Mackenzie Dern is coming in the slight betting favorite. Dern is undefeated in LFA and Invicta before coming to UFC. Dern is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and a submission specialist. Markos was on The Ultimate Fighter. She won 2 fights before losing to Rose Namajunas in the semifinal. Markos is 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw in her last 5 fights. Dern is 4 wins and 1 loss in her last 5 fights. I expect Dern to get it done, hopefully by submission. Next at light heavyweight, we have number 11 ranked Johnny Walker versus number 12 ranked Ryan Spann. Johnny Walker won a unanimous decision win on Dana White's Contender Series and earned a spot in the UFC. Since then, he has had 3 Performance of the Night bonuses and some early finishes. Ryan Spann lost on Dana White's Contender Series Season 1, came back Season 2 and won via guillotine choke to earn his contract. Spann is a former LFA light heavyweight champion. Spann is on a 4-fight win streak since winning on Dana White's Contender Series, most recently a split decision win against Sam Alvey. Johnny Walker is coming off of 2 losses to Nikita Krylov and Corey Anderson. Johnny Walker is the slight betting favorite, and I expect him to get it done, hopefully by TKO. Next at middleweight is the much hyped Khamzat Chimaev versus Gerald Meerschaert. Chimaev is coming in undefeated with recent wins over Reese McKee and John Phillips. Meerschaert has fought tougher competition with a recent loss to Ian Heinisch, and further back a loss to Kevin Holland. Meerschaert is 2 wins, 3 losses in his last 5 fights, but he promises Chimaev will not be physically able to have a quick turnaround fight against Demian Maia after their fight. I'm picking the betting favorite Chimaev to get it done. In our co-main event, we have Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Niko Price at welterweight. Cerrone has a legendary career with 6 Fight of the Nights, 7 Performance of the Nights, the most wins and the most finishes in UFC history. Cerrone has had a rough run as of late. He has 1 win, 4 losses in his last 5 fights, but he has been fighting champions in Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, and Conor McGregor. Niko Price has lots of KO wins and TKO losses. He's always in an exciting fight. Price is coming off of a TKO loss to Vicente Luque where his face was badly damaged. Price is 2 wins, 3 losses in his last 5 fights. Vegas odds are pretty close with Price as the slight favorite. I'm picking Cowboy to have a good showing and upset Price. In our main event, we have the long-awaited bout between Tyron, the Chosen One Woodley, and Colby, Chaos Covington. Both fighters have recent losses to Kamaru Usman. Of the 2 fights, Colby probably had the closer fight, although Woodley went the distance. Both fighters are coming off a loss and looking to get back into the win column. Woodley is a former welterweight champ with 3 successful title defenses. Woodley couldn't get off much offense in his last 2 fights against Usman and against Gilbert Burns. Colby is 4 wins, 1 loss in his last 5 fights, but his jaw did appear to get hurt in his last fight against Usman. Will Colby's jaw stand up to Woodley, who can throw really heavy shots when he chooses to? I think on paper this is a really close fight. I expect it to go the full 5 rounds as both guys are hard to finish. Colby is the big betting favorite, but I'm not confident that he's a lock, so I'll likely be making a small bet on Woodley. Now moving on to Kyle's fight picks. Kyle's fight picks. In Kyle's fight picks, I have Kevin Holland, Mackenzie Dern, Johnny Walker, Khamzat, Chimaev, Cowboy Cerrone, and Tyron Woodley. The Tyron Woodley pick is not because I'm confident it's a lock, it's just a good value bet. So in conclusion, should be a fun night of fights. I did a Twitter poll and most people said they were looking forward to the main event the most. I'm excited too, considering I'm from St. Louis like Tyron Woodley, but I'm also looking forward to the whole card. If you want to mark your calendars for these upcoming fall fights to look forward to, the next pay-per-view is UFC 253, September 26th, 2020, Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. The following week, we have the next UFC fight night, Saturday, October 3rd, Holm versus Irene Aldana, which is another stacked card. And finally, UFC 254 on October 24th, 2020, Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje for the undisputed lightweight championship. I'll be doing 2 to 3 videos per week for the rest of the year, forecasts, recaps, and bonus Saturday spotlights, so subscribe if you want to be notified. Otherwise, see you fight fans in my next video. Peace.